Next one is a trove of poetry for children. This collection of classic and modern poems brought to life by gorgeous design was a passion for the team who put it together. The Specsavers Children's Book of the Year is I Am the Wind by Sarah Webb and Lucinda Jacob with illustrations by Ashwin Chacko.
Well, Sarah and I have been friends for a long time, and in around 2019, I think it was, we realised that what we would really love to do is have a book of Irish poems for children.
And then the process was we started with ones we loved, then we trawled through picture books and poetry books and all kinds of things in our own collections. And then we went to Poetry Ireland and we trawled their collection from A to Z of all their individual poets. So we really did a thorough look at the Poetry Ireland collection, and then we did a call out. Myself and Lucinda are very different.
Yeah.
I can be quite impatient and quite like, no, yes, no, quite decisive. Lucinda's very thoughtful. She would be more academic. So I think between the two of us, you get two really great strengths together.
I was surprised at what a creative process it is, and that you really, it's not just plonking poems into a book, it's where do they go, how will you make this so that it reads well, and yet, you know, you can dip in at any page.
Because the type here is much bigger. Ashwin's illustrations were incredibly important to the book. They really bring the poems alive. They're colourful, they're zany, they're playful, they're quirky.
Lucinda and Sarah did a great job of creating themes across the various pages, and that helped me to really hone in to that idea of creating seamless pages. The lovely thing about poetry is it's so open to interpretation, and so this was a way to have a visual language that kind of hinted at some of the things that the poem was doing it, but it still left it open to interpretation for the reader. So my inspiration really came from nature. I love nature, I love being out there, and so a big part of it was bringing in the amazing hues of green and emerald and the pops of yellow and purple into the work. And so I wanted the book to embody the nature of Ireland and vice versa.
Both myself and Lucinda have been doing workshops, both in festivals, schools, libraries, for many, many years now, and we love them.
A blackbird startles out of a hedge. One car goes by. Someone is coming towards us. We cross the road.
Children see poetry in a different way, I think, than how grown-ups see poetry. Grown-ups are a little fearful of the word poetry. Children just see fun on a page. They see lovely, short, interesting verse. They see shape poems that are shaped like umbrellas.
The piece that I really love is, having maybe read a poem or two and then get them going on their own creativity, is then walking around and maybe kneeling down to get to their level to actually talk to individual children and what is going on their page.
I think it's a piece of legacy for Ireland because it's both contemporary and classic poems, and so it was taking that into consideration and how to best give it longevity. It was a real privilege to work on something of this magnitude.
And Sarah, Lucinda and Ashwin join us now. Welcome. Sarah, you look like you're all having great fun in this enterprise of picking out all these lovely words and rhymes for children.
Absolutely, we had a great time. Myself and Lucinda, it took us about 3 years to put them all together. We made each other laugh and we had a great time.
There's poetry in the collection that I don't think I would have expected to see here for children. Did you kind of deliberately set a challenge to have these kind of grown-up poems for kids and set the challenge for the readers, young readers?
I don't think we're setting a challenge. We started off really saying we really want to create this book that seemed to be missing from the Irish shelves and the Irish classrooms and Irish homes. And so we started with the poems that we would, really want to put in and that we wouldn't want to miss. And then we just started looking at our own shelves, looking at academic shelves, and a poem, if it's a good poem, will appeal to children, and, the other way around as well. Of course, if you think of children's stories, a really good story will be good for an adult to read.
And teach the adults while they're at it as well. Now, Ashwin, you're the illustrator, and I gather you're Mr. Positive. How did you manage to keep the style the same throughout so many different works of poetry and different themes? Some of them kind of sad at times, some of them very happy, but you managed to keep this nice kind of happy place going.
Yeah, I suppose it's a question of really leaning into the emotions, because poetry is quite emotional, and you can use colors to tell those themes. So we sort of chunked out the poems in a way that the illustration flowed between the two.
It seems like you all had great fun, and congratulations and also the best of luck tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
The guys, the Irish Poems for Children.